or over risk.
September 30th, 1998. The cop inside me died that day. What? I'm trying to aura farm. No, But, fine. Of course the love ends is still in. No, don't turn it on. 7 minutes. That's all you get. Resident Evil Requiem released to open arms of longing fans, and then hate-fucked them passionately. This game is unique in that it is good, unlike a game that isn't, like Resident Evil 7. You thought I was gonna say 6. I actually like 6 more than 7. I didn't mean to do that. My two favorite titles of the franchise are Resident Evil 4 Remake and Resident Evil 8, and this game combines them, making sweet love to both sides. This has got to be one of the most cinematic games in terms of gameplay that I have ever played. Speaking of that, holy shit does it look good. Like, do you see the hair? It looks like fucking hair! All the little details like dirt, sweat, her eyes are bloodshot after being upside down. Speaking of eyes, they look really good too. It's kind of scary how good the game looks at times. It also has the best looking water I've seen in a game. Even with that, this game starts to look like the Avengers. That will make sense in a bit, with many references to the past games. This game features the titular character Alyssa Ashcroft. Who is she, you ask? That's a good question. She's in this game. What is that game, you ask? That's a good question. This game features many interesting mechanics, including gambling, mobile game puzzle, just one of them, and the blood collector. No more having to find red herbs in order to make a full healing item. Just mix your green herbs with... A new strain of the T-virus makes the zombies retain some of their habits and characteristics. Remember this. Chefs cook, maids clean, singers are a nuisance, and some apologize before dying. But the most important information I am withholding is that they can use weapons. Like in Resident Evil 6. Grace is an FBI analyst, and she is always scared. You can tell by how much her hands shake, how much she sweats, and by how often she screams. Don't let her cute appearance fool you. Due to her traumatic past, she is emotionally dead and finds pleasure in others' pain, like bringing a man back to life just to send him back to hell, or exploiting a blind girl to solve an escape room puzzle while she watches.
Like a giant puzzle box.
But not before drawing attention to her disability.
You can't see, can you?
Emily obviously didn't like that. If only she could see what's coming. Would you like to see what's hidden in my pants? Melvin Gideon is an old Umbrella researcher, and he has grills. The zombies in the game are a result of a mutated strain of the T-virus that Melvin Gideon has been experimenting with. And now, the part I've all been waiting for. The hottest male in the universe who drives a Porsche. No, they actually got a Porsche crossover. You know him from these, but I know him from this. Sprouting a fancy new gun called the Requiem that uses 12.7 by 55 millimeter, which are sniper rifle rounds, and a hatchet. You can parry anything with that hatchet, except a car. Leon is still working in the DSO, but this time, instead of Hunnigan as his guy in the chair, it's Sherry Birkin. I have a woman in my ear, and she calls me Dad. I found it nice that they were working together. To my knowledge, by the time Resident Evil 4 rolled around, Leon barely went to go see her, let alone talk to her. Even with her Marvel-level healing factor, she still couldn't heal her way out of the Raccoon City syndrome.
Something stung me.
The Raccoon City survivors have been experiencing black bruising that lead to unexplained deaths. It's found out that it's actually a mutated strain of the T-virus that was laying dormant for 30 years. The antibodies fight off the T-virus but don't completely kill it, so when the T-virus gains immunity, it starts to show symptoms. But instead of turning you into a zombie, you just die. This is the same strain that Dr. Gideon is experimenting with. Grace getting kidnapped and Leon showing up on his own free will, we find ourselves in Rhodes Hill Chronic Care Center, a front for Melvin Gideon's sick, twisted, and freaky experiments. You play as both Leon and Grace, switching off periodically. This is a great mechanic because they can have Leon be as badass as they want, while having all the horror reserved for Grace. This also means when you kill an enemy, the other person won't have to go deal with them, on account of them being dead. So if you already know the combo for the organ box, you can just go into the basement before getting the corrosive, play as Leon, and clear out the whole hospital, so when she gets back up, all the enemies are dead. Also, make sure to pick up this gun as Grace. I didn't know there was a better gun by the bar, so for the whole playthrough, I used the shitty poop gun I found on the floor. Just like in real life, most problems can be fixed with the gun. You can just walk around them if you choose, most of the time. And good news, if they aren't dead, they can't turn into a blister head. Blister heads are the cause of red blood cells doing something weird. Much like my friend Emmett, the girl sports a very impressive gamer neck and does not like to be in a room with the lights on. And much like my friend Aiden, Chunk is a guy who basically got the part of your brain that tells you when you're full ripped out. He sports a very impressive belly, and yes, you can kill him, if you're willing to stab a pencil where the sun don't shine. Making our way to the long-condemned Raccoon City, the government still seems to be corrupt, telling Sherry and Leon to shut down their investigation. Speaking of the government, Sherry found out that the nuke wasn't greenlit by anyone.
So, I did a thing.
Yeah, put that in your pussy and fuck it. Also, the bomb didn't kill the zombies. It just made them mole people. This is the biggest Leon section of the game, and now they give you access to the gun customization. It's okay. Nothing like Resident Evil 4 Remake, but it's fine, and killing enemies gives you money to spend on your weapons. But using Crisp points, you can download a hacked client on your wristwatch for more money. Oh yeah, CP is what the menu points are called, but instead of it meaning cheese pizza, it means Crisp points. You are tracking the recently re-kidnapped Grace and the M to the G, until the trail leads you to the RPD. I couldn't help but smile when I entered the RPD. Like many modern Resident Evil fans, my introduction to the series was with Resident Evil 2 Remake. And remember when I said this game starts to look like a Marvel movie?
Rest easy, officer.
Well, get ready, because somehow, Wesker returned. Zeno is not Wesker. There were only 2 survivors of the Wesker experiment, so even though he looks like him, talks like him, moves like him, and dresses like him, kinda, working for the Connections, using Grace to try and get Elpis. Spencer's hidden bioweapon, capable of mind control. Zeno wants to get it before anyone else does. But this imitation, unlike Wesker, has no time to spare.
X gon' give it to ya. Fuck, wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to ya. Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real. It's a non-stop pop out from stainless steel. Go hard getting busy with it. But I got such a good heart that I make the motherfucker wonder if you did it. Damn right, can I do it again? Cause I am like, so I got to win. Break bread with the enemy. No matter how many caps I break bread with, I'll break these enemies.
Following Grace and Zeno to a secret Umbrella lab, we find out that after the Connections seized all of Umbrella's assets, they started refining and producing their own bioweapons, and then selling them, including liquors, a mutation in the T virus that was able to be synthesized and turned into the liquor beta 2. They don't have a butthole this time. The T-501 is an updated version of the T-103 Tyrant from Resident Evil 2. And the NE Gamma Parasite, which Melvin injected himself with, is an updated version of the NE Alpha Parasite, most famously used in Nemesis, and a few more updated bioweapons. Also, Hunk is here. Now, some of you might be saying,
Isn't he pushing 70 by now?
don't worry, he brought some friends.
Soon left it wide open for us. Any wrong code will do. It'll destroy Elpis.
So, the prodigal daughter returns.
I know the password.
Fulfill your destiny, and all will be forgiven.
Only if you let Leon live.
Very well.
Max, get out of here! Go! Right behind you!
Leon! What are you doing? Come on!
Dude, I'm recording.
You know that's not the true ending, right?
Well, I like this ending more.
That ending is shit.
Does it matter? It's my video.
Hey, fuck you.
Dude, get off of me! Okay, back to the video. This is the part of the video where I try to make sense of the story. The Connections had a mole and umbrella the whole time. The Connections bombed Raccoon City, with Simmons giving the green light for the missile launch. And after that, they blamed Umbrella, sued them, collected their assets, and has the US in their pocket. That was a big jump, huh? Basically, Spencer says, I know I'm responsible for many BOW outbreaks and countless lives lost, but
My bad. I didn't mean it. Now, get over here and pound this old man's boy pussy.
So here's the cure for everything ever, including blindness, like that Mr. Beast video. It even fixed Leon's posture. This game is supposed to tie the loose ends in the story, but it doesn't, because Spencer still acts insane in Resident Evil 5. But, you know,
Where are you? And I'm so sorry.
this cure is actually Elpis. The bomb was meant to hide Elpis and make sure no one else got it, not to wipe out the zombies. Many organizations try to get a hold of Elpis, including the BSAA. At this point, the North American branch of the BSAA is independent and is working for the Connections. But Zeno killed them when he is working for the Connections? Whatever, just look at the keys dangling. Look, it's Hunk! That is where Grace comes in. The evil duo thinks that Grace is the key to unlocking it with a password that they think she knows. I don't want to try to explain this. She is a baby that Spencer found and gave to Alyssa. That's it. She's just a girl. But Zeno thinks she knows the code to release Elpis, so he starts cloning her, like in Resident Evil 6 but less freaky, and is trying to replicate her memories with the mutated T-virus strain. It's not like the blood that was taken from her when she was a baby is able to remember the code that her adult self also doesn't know. Project Necromancer type shit. You know, who are you? I'm Grace Spencer. But Spencer knew about the cloning, so... Look, it's home. While editing, I realized that the clones are separate and have nothing to do with Grace. It explains why Grace didn't recognize what would be her younger self. The mind transfer cloning shit was just a Spencer side hustle. And I'm assuming Zeno thought Spencer put some of his memories in Grace, including the code to Elpis. So if I was able to misinterpret the story, I'm assuming most people didn't. This is here merely to prove that I am not a dumb blonde. There are some gaps in the story, a lot of cameos. And to be fair, I would have rather just had Mr. X than Wesker.
Not Wesker.
Oh, fuck off. He's basically Wesker. When I tried to prioritize graphics, my game crashed. And then when I tried to do the max setting for ray tracing, my game crashed. And when I tried to boot up the game with OBS running, my game crashed. Long loading times. Like, long. Unsynced audio and cutscenes. And there's no New Game Plus. They went the Resident Evil 5 route, so you can never play the game from scratch again.
Fighting the darkness, holding me, dragging me to the ground, facing the